Hello, this is chapter 15, content mastery. Apologize if I'm a little bit slower or quieter. I'm not feeling so well today, but let's get started. Define the concept of retailing. So, retailing is just where it's just the place, the system to which the products are going to reach the consumers. It's an intermediary between maybe the wholesalers, or it could just be an intermediary between the production. But however they get their products, the retailer is the channel through which the consumers will end up getting their products. So there's a lot of different types of retailers, there's a lot of different types of retailing institutions that have changed over the years. So I'm just going to refer to my notes here. The general store, which is the first type of retail institution. So when it first started, we just had general stores back in like we talked about in class, like in the Western days. You just see stores that just kind of generally have different items and stuff. And then as it progressed, the next one we had was supermarkets. And supermarkets were kind of markets that were kind of like a general store, but they had a lot more of everything. And the next thing we had was discount stores. Discount stores are going to be stores that are going to be focused on getting lower prices. A good example of this was Harbor Freight that we have in town. And then the next one we have are convenience stores, and convenience stores are going to be like your gas stations, just stuff that people are going to come in, they're going to buy, they're going to know what they want. And then we evolved and started getting some of the off-price retailers. So basically, as time progressed, more types of different stores were introduced. As there became new markets for different areas, and now we kind of have a more variety of stores. Whereas when it just kind of first started, it was just a store. There wasn't all these different kind of classifications and types of stores that we have today. So the next one, discuss the concept of a retail strategy. What is the retail strategy? What are the 6 primary elements that make up the strategy? Include comparison of the retail strategy to marketing strategy. So the retail strategy, that's going to be where the retail stores are going to they're going to figure out what their target market is, and then they're going to kind of try to figure out what products they want to involve in that target market in order to achieve their retail market's goals. The 6 different elements here, we got merchandising, promotion, location, store atmosphere, pricing, customer service. I'll just talk a little bit about each. So promotion, that's going to be, we kind of talked about that quite a bit. Promotion is where you have to promote your store and stuff like that. Location, distribution, that's just going to be how are you going to distribute your products, where's your product going to be. Store atmosphere, we went a little more in depth in that. It's kind of what feeling are you going to get from the store, whether you have like couches, or whether the place is dirty or not. And that's a big important thing there. And then pricing, there's complex pricing strategy that's used in a marketing, similar to how there's pricing strategies used in selecting individual products. There's also going to be a pricing strategy for the retail store as a whole, because you kind of want to have a pricing strategy that generally matches the brand that the store is selling. And then we have customer service. That's a really big one. People are going to associate your store with good or bad customer service, so that's something that a retailer really wants to focus on. And then merchandising, that one's kind of self-explanatory, I would say. So next one, discuss the expand. Oh, no, we got to finish this one here. Include a comparison of the retail strategy to the marketing strategy. So retail strategy and marketing strategy, very, very similar kind of deals here. You've got your different marketing strategies that are going to reach your marketing objectives, with like your pricing strategies and your pricing objectives and your overall marketing strategy. And I mean, very similar concepts. There's going to be, some differences between the two, but both are going to be hitting on the same things. How do we satisfy our target market? How do we get the right products to satisfy the market that we select? I mean, that's what marketing strategy is all about. How do we go about that? How do we reach a specific objective? Going down here, we got discuss the expanded functions. So a wholesaler is, we talked about this last class. It's going to be the intermediary between the retailer and the production, and the wholesaler has become really useful in recent times, because essentially because of how many manufacturers there are, that it's going to provide a lot of use for businesses to use a wholesaler intermediary. Back when there was just like general stores. I mean, production was a little bit simpler and stuff like that, but there's a lot more involvement in the process, and there's a lot more manufacturers that people have to go through. And as we kind of learned about last chapter, there's a lot of channels that these products kind of go through till they end up getting to the retailer. So the wholesaler kind of does all those different things. We talked about kind of more specifically, it's gonna help out on time. It's gonna help out on place, and it's gonna help out on exchanging the title of the goods. Last one, the direct marketing and its kind of importance. Direct marketing is just instead of marketing to a broader audience, you're going each marketing each marketing promotion is going to be directed at a specific person, whether that's through telemarketing or mail or email or whatever. That's going to be the marketing that's directed at specific people or businesses or wholesalers. It's very important, because although it can sometimes be it can sometimes be difficult for like consumers specifically, it's quite effective. Let me explain that. It can be difficult for consumers because a lot of times it can alienate consumers in the sense that they don't feel like this is going to apply to them. People just hang up on telemarketing sales. But the reason it's really effective is because direct marketing allows an opportunity to specifically target a very, very specific person. So if more time is put into this, again, that's another disadvantage, is the time and the money it takes. The more time that's put into this, the more you can figure out, who you're targeting, and the more successful you can become. For for retailers and for wholesalers, this is really effective, because unlike consumers, which are going to be a little more difficult to get to, retailers, there's going to be a lot less of them. So when you put more of this time and more of this energy and more of this money, I mean, that's going to be a large benefit to the marketing, and the retailers and the wholesalers are going to analyze as a business whether they want these products, and that's going to be oftentimes more important than a marketer trying to sell to different businesses. The retailers are going to be able to get something that they actually need. So for example, if let's say Cloud9 is a company, is a wholesaler, and they are advertising to Harbor Freight, and they got their drill product, and they want to advertise this to them, and they're going to send them a detailed information. Maybe they're going to send them, why do you want this product? How this is going to benefit your company? Like, instead of, and it will directly apply to Harbor Freight. Whereas if you have just a general commercial, it's hard to communicate how that's going to apply. So the direct marketing is going to be really effective. So that about wraps up this week's content mastering.